Welcome, Star Citizens, to my new series, Top 5 Lists. The point is to help you figure out which ships are great for what you want to do in the game. We'll mostly talk about ships that are currently in game. If we do talk about a ship that is still in concept, just be aware that it is theory crafting. And remember, digital ships aren't imaginary, digital ships are imagine necessary. Before we start, I am giving away an account with an Avenger Titan, with a Stella Fortuna weapon. I'm also giving away a 400 eye skin and a 600 eye skin for a total of not one, not two, but 3 prizes. To enter the contest, make sure you subscribe to Billionaire Ninjas, leave a comment on at least one video, and like or dislike this video. When you win, I will verify you through social media, so go and follow the Billionaire Ninjas page at Ninjas Leap on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. The 3 winners for each contest will be announced at the end of March 2024 and will have 2 weeks to claim their prize. The first person to verify gets to choose the best prize, so although you have 2 weeks, you'll want to reach out as fast as possible and make sure you're watching every video, so as soon as possible, you can be the first one to grab that grand prize. Today, our focus is the top 5 combat ships in the game for PvE. We will have another video for PvP, so that it will be a separate list, so look out for that. But anytime you do a list like this, there will surely be people who disagree or have a different list. So make sure you leave your top 5 list in the comments below so people can see what your list looks like, because that's why we do things like this. Not just to be the definitive voice on the issue, but to start a conversation. We won't fully review these ships. These will just be a few notes about why we like them, and you'll have to check out our Review Every Ship by CitizenCon 2024 playlist if you want a more in-depth look at these ships. Also, this list is as of 3.22.1, so I'll try to do a new one for every patch. So for us, I took this chance to list a ship from each particular class that at least right now matters. Snub fighter, light fighter, medium fighter, heavy fighter, and subcap I put as basically all the size, I guess would be size 5 and up ships. There aren't that many capital ships in game, so if you need an answer for just that specifically, it's the 890 jump. There you go, a bonus. But it's either that or the reclaimer in game right now, so not much of a choice. And we still need a few more capitals to be in game to really test to see which is best. But if you're looking for the best concept, I would go with the Polaris right now, but that's all I'll say about it, because again, we don't have those things in game right now. So let's start with the best combat ship for PvE snubs, which is more meant to be a ship you bring with you in another ship. The Mirai Razer EX. The Razer is a very unique ship in that it's a racing ship, a stealth ship, it has a jump drive, and it's a decent little snub fighter. I like the way the ship looks. It's one of the few ships that doesn't need a skin, the stealth gray. I know it looks black, but it's actually like a stealth gray. And it does a body good, you know. This ship has the best hull HP for its class. On top of that, it's the 2nd fastest ship in its class. It's the 3rd fastest ship if you count some of the ones that really shouldn't be in the class. But that would be enough to put it in the number 1 spot alone. But on top of that, though, it comes with 2 size 2 weapon mounts and 2 missiles, and is extremely difficult to detect. Now, I would replace the stock scatter guns with Gatlings, but this thing can put a decent amount of damage down range and break contact so fast that they'll spend most of their time chasing you rather than shooting at you. It's also one of the few ships that can chase down the Anvil F8C Lightning and scare the heck out of the pilot because of how difficult it is to get it into your sights without having excellent maneuverability. And we all know the F8C does lack some of that maneuverability. The Razer EX is one of the newer additions to my fleet, and I broke one of my rules about buying ships outside of the game to get it. That should tell you how much I appreciate it. So moving on to the next ship, which is the best PvE light fighter. The one that is best part of a group, but should be able to hold its own. And for that one we chose the Anvil Hawk. It's the 2nd fastest light fighter in the game. It has 4 size 2 weapons and 2 size 1s. It has the 4th best hull HP among light fighters. You can use it to bounty hunt both ships and people because of the prisoner pod. Its maneuverability isn't great, but it can take a punch and is fast enough to make up for it. It also has the EMP generator, which adds unique combat capability, albeit it's not in the best place right now. The EMP generator, that is. It has a weapons rack as well. You can put ballistics on this thing and make it a beast. It's fun to fly. It's fun to use the EMP if you know how to use it right. It can fight. You can also carry a passenger in that prison pod, which a lot of people don't talk about. The honorable mention here should be the Cartual. In fact, the Cartual should be first, but it's just too big as far as that cross section. Even though it has better hull HP, it loses parts very easily. It doesn't have enough guns, and I think it should be classified as a scout rather than a light fighter. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one, which is the best PVE medium fighter, the one that is supposed to be the jack of all trades, master of none, taking a bit of agility from the light fighters and a bit of power from the heavy fighters. And for that one, we have the F7C Hornet Mark II. It has the best hull HP of any medium fighter and is tougher than some heavy fighters. It has the second best speed of any medium fighter and is faster than some light fighters. If you kit it right, this is also the medium fighter DPS king. This should be enough right here. But wait, there's more. It has 8 size 1 missiles. Not to mention, you can get an upgrade to an even better ship, depending on how you look at it, the F7A Mark II, if you do just a few missions. But even against its own upgrade, it still holds its own. Next, we move to the heavy fighter. The normally slower and less maneuverable ones you need to worry about no matter what size your ship is, because this one can take you out quickly. And for this one, we chose the F8C Lightning. It might not come as a surprise to anyone. You know, this series made me really wonder if I was being an Anvil fanboy, but when I thought about it, Anvil isn't even in my top 5 of favorite ship manufacturers. A video I'll have coming out soon, so make sure you'll subscribe and all that, hit the all button on the bell icon and all that so you don't miss it. But yeah, it's not even in my top 5 favorite ship manufacturers, so I'm not being a fanboy here, and I'll prove it in my next video. So but why is the F8C the best heavy fighter? Well, honestly, it might be the most OP ship in the game. It's one of the fastest ships in the entire game, faster than most light fighters, and it has the best pilot-controlled weapons in the game. The only thing that even remotely holds this ship back is the maneuverability, but still, it's more maneuverable than half the ships in the game. I mean, I'm sure it will get balanced, but it's almost game-breaking. However, at $300 with no upgrades, it's going to cost you for that pleasure. Now, not saying that if you get the ship, you'll automatically win. There are people that can take these out with an Aurora, but it's going to be a difficult time, and that's the point. All right. Next, we move to the subcapital combat ships, and this is our last category. Now, I'm including both, size 4 and size 5 in this, not really including capitals, because again, not enough capitals in the game. So that would put all of these ships in the kind of subcap category. I know there's large and subcap. I'm just saying, I'm putting them all in the same. So it's only because there's a limited amount of these ships. But when we get more, I'll put those in there too. But this category is, these are the legend killers. They can destroy you in less than 30 seconds from range where you can't even shoot back unless you get closer. And so for this one, we picked the Drake Corsair. And that might not come as a surprise to anyone. Again, this is a PVE list. So, I think it honestly was a tough choice for me, but it might not come as a surprise to you. But it was a tough choice because there's another ship that can directly compete, but that ship turns out to be better for PvP. And we decided to do a separate video for the best PvP ships, so go check that one out. The Drake Corsair is the overall DPS king in the game. You just can't put more rounds towards the same target than the Corsair. It destroys nearly everything you put in front of it. It's also not the glass cannon that it's made out to be. It has the 14th best hull HP in the entire game, which is average. Normally glass cannons have terrible hull HP, not average. Also, you can carry a decent amount of cargo in this thing, and the ship interior can support a full crew. Just a better ship overall than people kind of make it out to be, and I actually slept on this one. I had multiple opportunities to buy one, and I never bought one. I think I used one as an LTI token, which luckily allowed one to be in my buybacks, but I have a few ships that can do what this ship can do, so it's not in my current fleet, but that's not because I don't want one. It's more so because I just happened to buy other ships that replace what it does before I realized how awesome it was. So yeah, it would be in the fleet. It just, my fleet is already kitted out to where I can't get one, but it's definitely one that I think most people should add to their fleet if they plan on doing a lot of PvE. And if you think that you won't be doing a whole lot of PvE, I think Star Citizen is going to be more PvE than it is PvP. So you might want to rehash on that. You know, that's it. There you have it. Our top 5 PVE combat ships as of 3.2, 2.1. Let us know your top 5 in the comments and stay tuned for the top 5 PvP ships. We suggest renting ships and trying them out for yourself before you make a decision. It's your money after all, but no matter what ship you get, I want to be clear. A better pilot almost always beats a better ship. So don't buy ships to win. Buy ships to practice with and then put in the hours to master them. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for spending your time with us. See you in the next one. Peace.